Today on VOX, we'll have information on COVID and more. Ben Dudash will have your local weather, and Jace Stanridge will have your sports.
It's Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, and you're watching VOX News Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm Kendra Taylor.
And I'm Gunnar Taylor.
Knoxville police officers responded to a felony vandalism call just before 1 in the morning. East Tennessee's Children's Hospital called in after Austin Ramsey, age 22, destroyed some hospital property. After destroying a heart machine, a telephone, and other things hanging up on the wall, he was taken in and admitted that he did it, but he wasn't sure why. He racked up an average of $2,900 and has been taken into custody.
Fair food is on the move here in Tennessee. The Tennessee Valley Fair will be hosting a fair food to-go event with free admission. They'll be selling funnel cakes, corn dogs, candy apples, and even more. The event dates will be as follows: September 11th, 4 to 8 p.m., September 12th, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., September 18th, 4 to 8 p.m., and September 19th, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
A 25-year-old homicide has finally been closed after an arrest in Tennessee. 50-year-old Robert Allen Mowry was arrested and charged on Friday with one count of malice murder from December of 1994. The victim was 54-year-old James Richard Harris. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says they found new evidence at the original crime scene that led to Mowry's arrest. They're still looking into the investigation.
Monday night, an arrest was made in Owensboro, Kentucky, involving a Tennessee man and a 15-year-old girl. 40-year-old Steve Hargrove has grabbed a 15-year-old girl after they've been meeting for quite some time. After so many meetings, he took her and drove to other men and then paid her with gifts and money and even dogs. He was arrested and charged with promoting human trafficking a victim under 18 years of age.
Tyrazana, the oldest African elephant in North America, dies at age 56 at Memphis Zoo. Tyrazana died Friday after her health started to decline. She used to be in a circus before retiring and going to Memphis Zoo at age 12. Some of her favorite treats were watermelon, sycamore leaves, bananas, and occasionally jelly beans. And here is Ben Dudash with your weather.
I'll have your weather and more right after this break.
One thing to love about the Tennessee Valley is Bradley Central Show Choir, Vocal Motion. The other thing to love is the local Geico office on Lee Highway.
You could save a lot. You can save a lot. You can save a lot. But how do you know? Unless you call 894-2600.
Got a car? Got a boat? Got a home?
Get a quote.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
Welcome back. I'm Ben Dudash with your weather. Now let's take a look at our weather at glance. Today's weather, it will be a good deal of sunshine, mostly sunny, with a high of 89 and a low of 62. Wednesday, a high of 89 and a low of 68. Thursday, a high of 88 and a low of 69. Now let's take a look at our 7-day weather forecast. Tuesday, a good deal of sunshine with a high of 89 and a low of 62. Wednesday, another good, more good deal of sunshine with a high of 89 and a low of 68. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 88 and a low of 69. Friday, some scattered thunderstorms with a high of 87 and a low of 69. Saturday, the same as Friday with a high of 83 and a low of 70. Sunday, scattered thunderstorms as well with a high of 82 and a low of 69. And Monday, partly cloudy with a high of 84 and a low of 68. Now let's take a look at our local radar. As you can see, most of the storms are near in the center of the area around us, but there's also some snow near Jackson, and a little bit in Utah as well. And let's go ahead and take a look at our local radar. Nothing around us or on us, as you can see, so far, but maybe throughout the day there might be a change of like either shades from clouds and such, but other than that, everything's up in the clear. That's all for weather. Now I'll send it over to Jay Standridge with your sports.
NCAA football started last weekend. Let's see who won after the short commercial break.
In 1933, Ray Jackson founded Jackson Furniture in the midst of the Great Depression. We opened our doors the day the banks closed theirs. Since then, we have continued to create furniture right here in the USA. We have seen decades of American prosperity, challenge, war, and mind-blowing advancements in science and technology. We have never forgotten the way our company and country began, with perseverance, hope, and hard work. Throughout all of those decades of change, one thing remains consistent. Families love to relax together in a room filled with comfortable furniture. That is where we have been and will always be. From being huddled around a radio to being kicked back in front of a giant flat screen.
Do you need credit up to $4,000? With a check and a cash flex loan secured by your car title, that's exactly what you could get. Apply for the cash you need today and keep your car. At Check into Cash, a flex loan offers you the funds you need to handle some of life's bigger emergencies. Get started on your flex loan by visiting checkintocash.com/TN. Apply in-store with your car title, receive quick approval, and borrow the funds you need.
Your one-stop money shop. Check into cash.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at some NBA scores from last night. We got the Celtics beating the Raptors, going up 3-2 in the series, a 111-89, and the Clippers going up on the Nuggets 2-1 in the series, beating them 113-107. Now for some baseball scores. We got the Braves losing to the Marlins 5-4. The Phillies beat the Mets 9-8. The Tigers lost to the Twins 6-2, and the Cubs beat the Cardinals 5-1. The NFL season starts up this weekend, and these are all the teams that's playing. Also, Jadeveon Clowney signs with the Tennessee Titans for 1 year and $12 million. The NCAA football scores from last weekend. MTSU lost to Army 42-0. Arkansas State lost to Memphis 37-24. UTEP beat Stephen F. Austin 24-14, and BYU beat Navy 55-3. That's all from sports. Today, after this break, we'll have more news.
Denso has been around for a really, really long time, locally in our area, over 30 years, and it's a very stable company to work for.
Before I started working here, I didn't know what Denso was, but since I've been working here, knowing how much Denso sort of has its footprint all over the world, it's actually a global company that a lot of people in America haven't heard of, but it interacts with everything you do. If you drive a car, you probably have a Denso part in it.
So some of my daily tasks consist of fixing the machines, communicating with my other associates, and making sure all these production lines are working properly.
We do logistics. We repack finished good products.
My day-to-day here is basically working on the machines and producing product for Denso.
Alexa, ask Whirlpool. Hey Google, ask Whirlpool. Ask Whirlpool. Ask Whirlpool.
Care can be a handful. That's why our Whirlpool Smart Range helps you care smarter with voice control.
Hey Google, ask Whirlpool to turn off the oven.
Set oven timer for 5 hours. Keep warm. Alexa, ask Whirlpool to preheat the oven to 350.
So life doesn't revolve around your range. Everyday care. Whirlpool.
Welcome back, Bradley Central. A couple was confronted by police Saturday night after trying to board a New York ferry without a mask. The couple proceeded to argue with police, claiming to be targeted for being white and having a medical condition that excludes them from wearing a mask. The two eventually left the ferry after being threatened to be arrested.
7 people in total were injured in the Memphis home explosion. 4 children and 3 adults were rushed to the hospital after an explosion that happened around 10 p.m. on Thursday night. The Memphis Fire Department says 60 to 70% of their body had 2nd to 3rd degree burns.
East Tennessee man was charged with theft after trying to steal a taxi while intoxicated. Police say he tried to steal the taxi and drive away with a 3-month-old inside the car. Officers had no choice but to take him into custody for public intoxication.
A man was injured after his roommate attacked him with a sword. Police say the roommate cut him with a sword, injuring his arm. The victim's injury was not serious. It was serious, but not life-threatening. The stabbing happened on the 600th block of Westboro Drive in West Nashville.
With less testings being done, fewer COVID-19 cases are likely to be found, and that could be bad news for areas experiencing community spread. There is a downward trend in coronavirus cases in the U.S. The country with the most reported infections and deaths from the virus in the world might typically be met with a slight sigh of relief, or at least some positive reinforcement that mitigation measures are working. But a second trend, a dip in testing, is calling into question whether the virus could be spreading farther than reported. The 7-day case average for the U.S. hovered around 66,000 new daily infections in mid-July. That number has since dropped down to about 53,000 according to data. In late July, testing hit its peak with a 7-day average of over 822,000 performed each day. As of Thursday, the number had fallen to about 736,000 tests per day, a roughly 10% drop. With less testing being done, fewer cases are likely to be found, and that could be bad news for areas experiencing community spread with schools back in session.
Facing a national shortage of older poll workers, Joshua Medley, a student at North Mandel University College, will join other young Minnesotians to help out the polls on November 3rd, meeting voters with a greeting and a mask. We need the polling places to be stocked and to have people who can welcome the voters who may be new and may not be comfortable or may come from a background or a culture that doesn't encourage them to vote as frequently. He said Medley 21 is one of the 150,000 youth from around the country who have answered a call from the United States, cities, and celebrities alike to become poll workers this year, election year. He's had some practice working at a 14-hour shift as an election judge in Minnesota's August primary, the state's first election since the start of the 2019 pandemic. A Pew Research analyst showed that the majority of the poll workers are ages 61 and older, a group that is at risk of higher succumbing to the coronavirus. Young people are much less likely to contract the coronavirus, but are also historically less likely to become poll workers.
We are online on YouTube at BCHS VOX News.
You can check us out on Facebook and, of course, VoxNews.net.
Remind your friends and family to tune in.
You just can't get enough of Vox.
That's all we have for you today, Bradley Central.
As always,
God bless and go Bears!